Hello, hello, hello. Yes, here we are again. We're going to take a look at December. Yes, you guys, this is it. This is it, the last month of 2023. And I know normally everybody says, I will be so glad when this year is over. I don't know if I'm going to say all that, honestly. But either way, here we are. And let's take a look at what the hell this is exactly, like what it's going to look like. To start off with, we have we're going to start with December 4th because that's the Monday, right? Now, I did a video about Venus, talking about how Venus was going to enter Scorpio. So there's Venus, okay? If you didn't see the Venus squaring Pluto video, I don't think it was real long, but you know me, I'm a little winded. I might be really long, but anyway, if you didn't get a chance to look at it, go check it out. Because Venus entering Scorpio meant that she was at a critical degree a day before, really 2 days before. There was some intense energy because in Libra, Venus would have been squaring Pluto. Right. So if there's something going down in your life and you didn't get to see that video and you don't know what, that video might explain some things for you if something occurred. So you might want to check it out because now we're in Venus in Scorpio, a critical degree, right? So Venus was a critical degree in Libra, air sign, partnerships, and now critical degree in Scorpio. And we know how Scorpio rolls. It's intense. Scorpio is going to go for the gusto and it will do whatever. It will fight for what it believes, what its values are, things that it's bonded to. It's fixed energy, It's fixed energy. These are the warriors, Mars and Pluto is Scorpio, the rulers of Scorpio, Mars and Pluto. So while Mars and Pluto are the rulers, we always got to think about them and where they're at in the chart because it kind of colors. Yeah, I'm just going to draw my Pluto with a P, even though on the chart it shows it as in the chart, the glyph for Pluto looks more like this. Right? Yeah, I think so. Maybe I make that little circle a little bit smaller if it'll let me do that. Oh, but it doesn't have a hole in the middle. That's okay. Anyhow, so same glyphs for Pluto. Now, Pluto is intense and it's powerful. Okay? Intense, it's powerful. Some astrology teaching is that it's the divine energy. It is the creator, that it is source energy. And Pluto is truth. It's the raw. It's the ugly stuff. It doesn't, it's not creator energy in a way like where we think of divine energy, the warm or the soft, I should say, and like Neptune type of stuff, prayer, Jesus in the garden. No, Pluto's a little bit different. It's like the power to create and the power to destroy. That's Pluto. And it does changes in a deeply transformational way. Like it won't look recognizable when Pluto's done with it. That's its job. It takes something out by the root, gets rid of it, and something new grows in that spot miraculously, right? So we liken, the snake shedding a skin or the butterfly, being the little caterpillar first, going into that cocoon and coming out with wings, the phoenix rising type of thing. And then we got Mars to deal with, right? Mars is intense. It's aggressive, it's assertive, but it's a warrior. It goes to battle, right? It's the crusades, the crusaders, right? Because it can turn into very much the word just slipped right off my tongue already. It went so fast. But it can get extreme if it gets too crazed about what it believes in and takes up arms. It can cause, it'll take its cause and go a little too far with it, right? Because it's fighting for the divine. It feels like it has the right. It feels like it is creator, so it picks up arms and it's the judgment and it becomes, I can take your life type of energy. Now, this is to just say, hold on a minute, let's slow down. When Venus gets there, Venus, remember, is about desires, and she is about harmony, but I'm going to be real. She isn't so harmonious when she's in Scorpio, because now Venus is about desires. Well, we might be fighting for that which what we desire. But the word, Scorpio energy likes to bond, likes to penetrate, right? So Venus is the female and Mars is the male. Okay, so think about Venus in Scorpio and knowing that Pluto being the ruler, co-ruler, we think of past loves, people that we used to be really bonded to. And so this could be the wounds, past hurts from relationships, maybe past relationships that were deep, like physically, intimately deep in a way, right? Or people we were just really, really close to, people that we were bonded to, even though it wasn't about that sort of a relationship. We can have intimate relationships without being physically intimate, right? Like that's a real thing. I know some people don't know that, but it's a possibility. It does happen for sure. Now, as far as this chart for this week, this Venus is going to move. But I wanted you to understand a little bit of the intense energy that we're still under, even though our major planets, let me see the thing if you guys can see it. Yeah, you can. Even though the major planets, our personal planets, are all in Saggy. It's Saggy season, right? All the red. You see the red here? It's Saggy. We got Sirius and Saggy, and we have Mars, and we have Vulcan, Sirius, Vulcan, Mars, and the sun. But Mercury has moved. Mercury is now in Sirius Capricorn. Yeah, Mercury's thinking tangible and material and goals and work. Mercury gets, it's about duty and responsibility. Duty and responsibility. So we think of our long-term tangible financial security when Mercury is in Capricorn. We're like, let's make a deal. And we're not going cheap. We're thinking long-term. We want to build something that's going to last. That's what Capricorn energy is really good for, building something that's going to last. So Mercury's pretty serious here, pretty serious-minded. So we think of businesses and governments when we think of Mercury, and news about that, because that's Mercury, news and your mind, and learning, consuming information. That's Mercury. So Venus now in Scorpio at 0 degrees will move. And in 7 days' time, she's like at 7, 8 degrees. So she catches up to Pallas Athena. You see Pallas Athena's here. Pallas Athena is this one right there. She's got the diamond-shaped head. Yep, that's Pallas Athena. Yeah. So Pallas Athena is really smart. It's feminine energy. And if you didn't see the other video, this is all feminine energy. Persephone, feminine. Pallas Athena, feminine. Sappho, feminine. Haumea, feminine, a feminine goddess, matter of fact. A lot of strong feminine energy in creative Scorpio energy. Create or destroy. So I think that's promising. I think it's promising. Now, maybe I'm crazy, right? Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think that having a feminine perspective, how about that? Having a feminine perspective, especially when it comes to the wounds and the past, is important, especially when we talk about our body and the freedoms of our body, and the fact that being a female, and not just females, like there's a whole lot of different people who are discriminated against, right? Anybody who's different is discriminated. And so there's the wounds about such things, right? But transforming and changing that. And Venus being here, merging with the Scorpio energy, merging with the masculine energy, and then conjunct Pallas Athena. Now, that's not until the end of the week. Okay. That's like really where we begin the following week's video. But Venus will trine all the water. She'll trine Pisces, and she'll trine Cancer, which is all that moon stuff and emotions and the public and feelings. Okay. So Venus trining all the water and staying in water. She doesn't move fast. So she's only going to get to like 7, 8 degrees for this first week of December, but she'll be trining, right? As she travels through, Venus is going to be trining Saturn. Here at 0 degrees, Venus is trining Saturn because technically it's a critical degree and it's touching Saturn. And remember, Saturn is our long-term goals and ambitions. So I think of Hollywood and movies when I see Pisces, but I also think of public figures, politicians. Saturn is the work and the rules and the structure and the order, right? Doing spiritual work, even. Pisces is beliefs. And yeah, like we think religion and unity and understanding. So I like Venus being here. And I like because she'll be trining Saturn. I think that's a good thing. I think there can be, hopefully, the woman's touch, the feminine touch, the input will bring some benefits. Now, as far as some other planets, we're going to go. We've talked about Mercury a lot. I don't want to spend a lot of time on Mercury because there's a whole video about the Mercury retrograde. In the last few videos, I've talked about it extensively. Mercury is going to be moving. Right now, at this degree, she's in her shadow zone. Her shadow zone degrees began at 22 degrees in Sagittarius, right here at 22. And the shadow zone lasts all the way until about 8 degrees in Capricorn. So she's not there quite yet, right? But she will be. So again, if we look to 7 days out, that's December 11th. So it's not until the following week. I thought she was going to be moving faster for some reason, but she does move at different rates of speed when she's in different signs. And I think it's because Capricorn is Saturn and we move slower. Things slow down. The news will slow down. Your mind will slow down when it's in Capricorn. It doesn't move as fast because that's Capricorn energy, slow and methodical. It's the snail. It wants to get things done right the first time. It doesn't want to have to redo stuff. But because Mercury's in a retrograde zone, it will have to redo things. Okay, so I'm not going to go any further, talk about that because that retrograde doesn't begin until the following week. But just know that this zone that I'm going to color in green is all shadow zone area for Mercury, which means it's choices and options. That's what Mercury means. We're having conversations, choices, options. You're talking on the phone, you're getting text messages, you're getting snail mail, you're getting emails. A business deal, a business contract, something about work long term, possibly. You just got to there might be something on the table where you're giving an option and a choice. Maybe you're looking to go at a different job, right? But there's a retrograde here. Okay, so now we look at the sun, and look, the sun is in Saggy. We knew that already, right? But in 7 days' time, because the sun's going to move 1 degree a day, the sun will then be at 19 degrees of Saggy. So we're going to change this up here. And that means that the sun will be, 19 degrees of Saggy. I'm sorry. Yeah, my brain. 19 degrees of Saggy. It's right here. I was running all into Capricorn already. The sun will be about right there. Okay. So what does that mean? And look at our sun showed up as a heart. Oh, hopefully that means something interesting. Well, fire energy will trine. Beautiful, beneficial trine to Aries energy. A lot of optimism. A lot of things starting possibly too. So Aries energy initiates. And Sagittarius energy says go big or go home. Like, let's do this. That's Saggy. Plus Mars is here, right? The sun and Mars are together. You see Mars right there at 7 degrees. Yeah. So Mars is getting close to the sun, but the sun's pulling ahead of Mars. Mars isn't going to catch up to the sun at all. It's not going to catch up. And wow, there's even, look at the heart now, guys. The heart's got like a blue outline around it. I didn't do any of that. I didn't add anything to, wow, like my software is just like, but look at me. Okay, I'm looking at you. So let's discover the 19 degrees. Okay, well, that time period, that means this week when the sun travels between 12 and 19 degrees, it's going to be trining Chiron. You see Chiron at 15? Yep. Between 12 and 19 degrees is where the sun's going to be traveling. And so the sun will trine Chiron. And Chiron is the wounds of our bodies, the wounds about the appearances of our body. This is also ancestry, right? This is the ancient cultures and civilizations and our appearance, right? Certain people looking a certain way and their freedom's limited and feeling like they're still shackled. You might not be able to see those chains, but the chains are still there type of thing. So the sun is trining it. And if it's in Saggy, which it is, there could be something with the judicial system and the judges, and like laws and courtrooms. Something might be happening there. Maybe it brings some beneficial news to some people. You got to look in your chart to see how your Jupiter works. Okay. If you don't have your chart, just comment to me and we'll figure that out for you. All right. So I said Mars is going to move slow because it is a slow mover. So Mars is still in Saggy and it only goes to 14 degrees, right? It only moves about 5 degrees. So Mars is also going to join the party at 14. That means that Mars is going to be trining. My Mars totally left. So we'll just put something red here for Mars. I'm having difficulty, like as if you can't tell. I'm having major difficulties. We'll put Mars here like this big ass line. Because I want you to see the other red stuff. I want you to see all the stuff in Aries. Red trines red. There's an ease of some sort. Now, remember, when I say the ease, things just kind of happen effortlessly. Okay. Well, Mars and the sun are going to be taking turns trining that wound, trining Chiron. So next week's video is where the sun is going to start trining the North Node. And this is about the future of our freedoms, the future about our body, the future of our actions, the North Node. The North Node goes down in number. So you see it's at 2838 here. And so for December, it stays around 23, 22 degrees. It just kind of hovers there, right? Because it's going to go forward again. But you see, it's not sitting directly on Eris. Like it's not exactly on it. They're still conjunct, but they're not exactly on each other. That's beneficial. That to me spells a little bit less on the protesting side. Not that protesting is bad, but hopefully that means there's less to protest about. Hopefully some things have changed for the good, for the benefit. And there might be something beautiful because Mercury, when it's in Capricorn, it's Earth, right? But we also have some other things in Capricorn at this time, okay? And I only want to point them out without getting into too much detail about it. Capricorn's Earth. So I got Cupid there, who's about peace and harmony. Cupid right here. Looks like Venus with the Jupiter mixture. We got Hermes there. And so that's Earth energy. That's more trine energy. That energy that we talked about, that hexagonal type of energy, we're still in it. It's really beautiful, but it's changed a little bit because planets have moved. But look at the Earth, right? There's a lot in Virgo. Right. There's Black Moon Lilith in Virgo, the moon itself on this particular day. We still have Juno there, a few other points. We know there's a lot in Earth by Taurus, right? We know that Jupiter and White Moon Lilith and Uranus are all here. And we also have Sedna. Sedna is now back in Taurus. Now, if you don't have anything at that degree, 29 degrees in Taurus, 29 degrees in Aquarius, 29 degrees of the fixed signs, right? So that would be Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus. If you don't have anything there, then you're probably not going to notice it. But if something happened, if something kind of felt like, holy crap, what's going on? This kind of got insane and crazy. And things just like felt like maybe your world got turned upside down. You could blame it on her. You could blame it on her because that's her job. Her job is to say, what the hell? I'm tired of not being heard. I've been wronged. I'm extremely vulnerable. Some say she's more powerful than Pluto, so she can change and transform things. Right. It's wild when she's in Taurus because it's at the opposite of Scorpio energy. But I liken her to Scorpio and Pluto energy. And so changes and transformations within the earth itself and the food and what we value, the planet, the animals, right? The land and the values that we hold on the land. My point was that all the energy that we have in earth creates a trine. So there's just a lot in earth, there's a lot in water, and there's still a reasonable, not a whole lot, but we still got the node, right? The south node is in air. So there's still some very powerful energy where we're still experiencing like that hexagon or that Merkaba, the energetic vehicle of Metatron, so to speak, right? It's like I call it Solomon's star, right? That's what I call it. But it's more than that. It's a combination. There's mystic rectangles in there, and there's just a lot of really interesting energies at play. And again, usually at this time of year, that's normal. Okay. So for this video, to kind of wrap this up and to do a short recap, this week, the big thing is Venus at the critical degree in Scorpio. Okay. Intense passion, intense desires, intense love, powerful bonds based on values, and being squared by Pluto. It's a short square, a very short square. And then Venus trining at the same time, that square by Pluto, but at the same time, trining Saturn. Saturn is our long-term goals and ambitions. Long-term goals and ambitions. But we're still working within the Mercury retrograde shadow zone. We're still in it, which means nothing is definite right now. It may seem like it's definite, but because there's conversation still going on, things may change. We have to wait until almost the middle of January. Again, go watch the video. I don't have the exact date, but we have to wait almost till the middle of January before we have all the information to make a decision, because Mercury always represents conversations, choices, and options, because we're in the stage where we're just learning. We're gathering information at this stage. And if Capricorn energy is involved, you always want to make sure you have all your facts first. You make sure you have all the information before you make a decision. And so you don't want to make any permanent or any important decisions until Mercury is back beyond, till she's hit 9 degrees of Cappy. Okay. So it's serious things. It's about your long-term goals and ambitions and your financial tangible security. All right. You got any questions? Comment below. I hope this helps, and I will see you in the next video. Happy December 2023, the last month of 2023. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.